my best friend vanished in a national forest.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to JibiRants. Now, usually we do the short, fast rants, but today is different. I found a story on Reddit that actually made me want to delete my GPS and never look at a tree ever again. We are talking about a guy who went deep, and I mean deep, into a national forest to find his best friend Thomas, who vanished. The police gave up. The dogs gave up. But his friend didn't. And what he found at the center of the woods, bro, it's not human. I'm gonna read you the full story today because you need to hear every single detail to understand how messed up this is. I'll be dropping my rants throughout the video because I have a lot to say about this guy's choices. So, grab some snacks, get comfortable, and let's get into the mystery of the national forest.
I wasn't delusional enough to think that I could compete with trained search and rescue officers. If there was something left of Thomas that the dogs couldn't sniff out, some sign that the infrared helicopters couldn't spot, I didn't think I had any chance of finding it. But what I did believe was that they conducted their search logically, and that perhaps Thomas hadn't behaved logically when he got lost. If he even got lost at all. Thomas had been heading exactly in a straight line, exactly northwest, as if he'd swum through the lake in a perfectly straight line so as not to lose his heading.
Okay, stop. A straight line? Bro, if you are swimming through a literal lake just to keep walking northwest, you are not lost. You are possessed. Who does that? If I'm hiking and I see a lake, I'm walking around it, not doing an Olympic triathlon just to stay on a heading. Anyway, let's get back to the story before I get even more confused.
When I reached the lake, I didn't swim through it. Over boulders, down steep hills, and through creeks and shallow branching rivers, I kept to my path. As I got deeper into the woods, the hills grew taller and the land felt older. The honeysuckle of the plains was replaced here with waxy-leaved rhododendrons. Down here there were rattlesnakes and bears, beasts long ago driven out of the farmland. I watched for tracks, but the further into the woods I went, the more the almost perceptible boot prints vanished. I settled for an old tree well. Normally, I slept like a baby in the wilderness, but that night, jammed into the shallow tree well, I hardly slept at all.
Wait, stop. He's sleeping in a tree well? Bro, that's just a fancy word for a hole in the ground. You're out here looking for a missing person, and you decide to sleep in a dirt hole with rattlesnakes and bears? My man is braver than me because I would have been at a Marriott hotel calling it a day. Let's get back to it, because it gets weirder.
This was not the first time Thomas had gotten lost in the forest. It had been the middle of summer, a decade ago. Thomas and his family were camping. Thomas took off. His parents watched him wander slowly but purposefully into the trees. They found Thomas by chance the next day. He'd said he'd spotted a dog and he was worried it was lost, but it kept running away from him. I'd become convinced that something had tried to call Thomas away all those years ago, and it had failed. But this time, it had called him away again, and this time, perhaps it had succeeded.
Stop the recording. Bro, if your friend gets lost in the same forest twice following a ghost dog, stop taking him to the forest. Thomas is literally a magnet for forest demons. If a random dog in the woods wants you to follow it, you run the other way. That is basic survival. But whatever, let's go back to the hike.
I spotted something ahead of me in the brush. I saw a hand first, skeletal, filthy, and clawed around a tree. It was Thomas, but his cheeks were sunken and his flesh leathery. He was borderline unrecognizable. "Thomas?" I said. He studied me with eyes devoid of any affection. I walked up to Thomas and I hugged him. He was all tendon and bone. I pulled my pack off to unzip the pocket I kept my satellite phone in, but the pocket was already unzipped and the phone was gone. I had my camping knife in that pocket as well, and it too had vanished.
Stop, stop, stop. Are you serious? He stole the phone and the knife. This man looks like a leathery skeleton, and the first thing he does is pickpocket his best friend? This isn't Thomas. This is a Skinwalker who just upgraded his inventory. If my friend hugs me and I realize my knife is gone, the rescue mission is over. Anyway, let's go back. The ending is the worst part.
Thomas kept pace with me surprisingly well. I caught him watching me, studying me. Sometimes when it was just us, we would just be quiet and strange together. But this strangeness was anything but. When it was time for bed, Thomas's bony arm was jabbing into my side. As Thomas sat breathing next to me, I became aware of the fact that his breathing did not sound familiar to me at all. I heard Thomas's breathing shift. I kept my head straight, and I looked into the corner of my vision. And there I met his eyes, staring straight back at me. Neither of us blinked. I felt his eyes on me all night.
Yo, stop. Just stop. Staring at him all night without blinking? Nope. I am jumping through the tent wall. He's not sleeping because he's downloading the narrator's personality. He's waiting for his chance. Honestly, if you find your friend in the woods and he starts acting like a camera, leave him there. Anyway, that's the story. I'm never going outside again. And that is where the story ends. Imagine waking up and your best friend is just staring at you like a piece of meat. No thank you. What do you guys think? Was that actually Thomas? Or was it something else using his body? Let me know in the comments because I need to know your theories. If you enjoyed this long-form rant, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the JibiRants family. I've got more of these coming your way. Stay safe, stay out of the woods, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.